So today I made the mistake of installing the CSF intercooler in my garage. I should have taken it to work and put it on a lift, but rolling around on the garage is what ended up happening. So the reason I decided to do it is we're getting hot here. We've already hit 110, and I've noticed that my KCLV lately has been dropping. So KCLV, real quick, is knock correction learned value. Toyota uses it as kind of like a long-term, and it can be short-term too, knock correction value. A lot of other vehicles use a similar system. I like Toyota's. It works really well. It gives you a number that maxes out on these cars at 24. When that number is at 24, it is at the most learned value that it can for adding ignition timing. You have knock feedback, which is KFB. If you're watching something, that's your instantaneous knock. Knock feedback sits at -3, and it can increase towards 0 if the car doesn't detect any knock, or if it is starting to knock or getting in a situation where it might knock, it can pull time in and go more negative. After a certain amount of time at each little step in you're either negative or you're positive towards 0, it will start adding to your KCLV. So KCLV keeps track of long-term in a scenario. If you get the car in a scenario that it knows it's learned something there, it will build that and it will add more timing. Again, if it detects knock or you get a bad gas or it's hot outside or whatever, it can start pulling that down and then it'll pull your KCLV down. And that is what I started noticing in my car as we got hotter. So I picked the car up last September, so it was starting to cool down, and I had my KCLV sitting around 20 to 21. I'm limited at 91 octane here. My altitude, depending on which part of the area I'm in, is around 2,800 to 4,000 feet. So through the winter, it would get up to about 22, and I never have really seen it go above that unless I've purposely added a way to increase the octane. But as it's getting hotter here, I've noticed, I'm trending more towards 18 or 17. So I pulled the trigger on the CSF. They confirmed it fit the automatics. I did have to trim about 1/2 inch of one of the charge pipes going into the manifold itself because it started to kink with where the intercooler sits in relation to the manual transmission, because where it comes around in front of the automatic transmission, the transmission pan sits right there, the side cover. And so I did trim that, worked great. Everything else fit fine. So to see the effect of putting the intercooler on would have on KCLV, I took a 28-minute log on the factory cooler on a tank of fuel. On that same tank of fuel, I then took the same route, the same amount of time, driving as closely as possible on the CSF intercooler after install. So before I was at 17 degrees is where I averaged, and then my average after installing the CFF was 21 degrees. So that means the PCM was happier with cooler air coming in, and that's also the reason I did it on the same tank of fuel, was so that fuel quality would not affect timing corrections. The interesting thing, this is after install, so I compared a bunch of data. I look at data logs all day at work. I love it. I enjoy it. It's my problem, but I do data log a lot. So this is a chart showing the average cooling rate in degrees Fahrenheit. So manifold AIT is after the intercooler in the intake manifold, and pre-throttle IAT is also after intercooler. So that's coming right out before it hits the manifold. So on the stock intercooler, the average cooling rate drop in Fahrenheit at the manifold was a little bit under 0.8 degrees a second. Right out of the intercooler was about 0.6. The interesting thing is on the CSF, the average was about 1.1 at the manifold and almost 1.6 degrees a second at just after leaving the intercooler. So that's a pretty significant drop rate versus what the stock could do. That helps with heat soak, that helps during a pull, and that's what this next one will show. So this is a wide open pull from a standing stop after driving around for a little bit and getting some heat into the intercooler. The factory intercooler started about 133, 134. The CSF started about 136. So through the pull, the factory intercooler ended up from about 143 to 134 degrees. The CSF ended up at 122 degrees. Both of these logs were taken at 102 degrees ambient. So the CSF ended at about 20 degrees above ambient, and the factory was about 32, 33 degrees above ambient. So that's a pretty good drop. I did see quite a bit just throughout the entire drive, averaging the CSF. On average was about 10 to 15 degrees cooler almost all of the time. It'll still get to about 150 to 160 just doing a whole bunch of stop and go, but back to that earlier chart of how quickly it drops, you can really, the heat soak feeling that the car was starting to get has greatly diminished. There's still a bit there because it is still pretty hot, but overall I'm very happy with this.